What to do, guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to do a little bit of a different kind of a video. We're going to talk about pin down versus pin up layouts, what they mean, how your ball motion will change kind of based on it. First thing to note is that it's based on your PAP. So if you don't know your PAP, go to your local pro shop and have them find it for you. There's this whole idea that pin up versus pin down makes the ball hook more, hook less. And to an extent that's true, but I like to think of it as pin down tames the reaction. It doesn't make the ball react as aggressively. When it sees friction, it kind of smooths out the motion. So your pin up stuff is going to try to read a little earlier, whereas your pin down stuff is going to go longer. It'll be a little cleaner. So to show that, I've got two Ion Maxes, both one's drill pin up, one's drill pin down. And as I throw them, I'll kind of talk about them a little bit. I'll talk about the layouts, what I put on them, things like that. And hopefully we'll be able to kind of show you how just changing where the pin is relative to your grip is going to change your ball motion and give you kind of more of a diverse ability to kind of play the lanes and kind of things like that. So we're going to get started. We're on a fresh house shot. Well, fresh. We've bolted on it a little bit, kind of warming up, but it's as fresh as we're going to get. I've hit both of them with some fresh surface, CTD 2000. So it's about as close as we're going to get in terms of surface wise. The only real difference is just the layout on it. So we're going to get started. So let's get it. So first one we're going to start with is the pin up Ion Max. You can see my pin's pretty high up. This one here is a 4x4x2 layout, Storm VLS layout system. So pretty strong PAP, 4 inches. The mass bias 4, again, pretty strong. And then that 2-inch pin buffer, it's going to want to read a little bit earlier, try to hook a little bit earlier. So this one's my strong ASIM layout. This is what I typically do for these big ASIM balls. So we're going to throw some shots with it. And then once we get that, we'll throw some shots with the pin down one. I'll talk about it and we'll kind of compare them a little bit. So here we go. So again, this is the pin up Ion Max. That's better. Here's your flare rings. Like I said, this is my strong layout. 4-inch pin to PAP, so it's pretty strong. It's flaring a lot. So you can see it's hooking really early. It's trying to read early, which is what these layouts are designed to do, which is what you want for these big ASIMs typically. It's pretty good. You can see too with this layout, it's really strong. So when the ball sees friction, it changes direction pretty hard. That's that 2-inch pin buffer. So it's kind of a directional layout, strong, high flaring, but also directional. It's got that snap to it. This ball's making me look pretty good right now. Throw one more shot with it, and then we'll go to the pin down. Got that one out early. So you see there, that's another good example. I got that one out early to the friction, and because of that, it kind of died out and just rolled out. It didn't have enough to get back. It went in the oil long enough. So it saw friction, and because of how much it flares, it used all its energy right there trying to hook. And it did hook. It just hooked so much so quickly and just kind of rolled out and didn't have enough to get back to the pocket. All right, so that was the pin down one, or pin up one, sorry. Now we're gonna go to the pin down Ion Max that I have. As you can see here, my pin, it's probably hard to see, the pin is pretty much right in my middle finger. Again, that's based on my PAP. But this one is a 5x5x4.5 layout. So longer pin to PAP, it's not gonna flare as much. Same thing with the mass bias. It's gonna be longer, not gonna flare as much. And then the 4.5-inch pin buffer, it's gonna be a lot smoother off the back. It's not gonna change direction super hard like the pin up one was. So we'll throw this one. We'll start kind of the same spot and adjust based on that. But hopefully we'll be able to see kind of how much of a difference this pin down, pin up stuff makes in terms of your ball motion. So let's get it. I missed that one in. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of what I expected. I'll show you the flare rings real quick. So as you can see here, your flare nowhere near as much, nowhere near as wide on your flare rings. It's a lot tighter. So what you'll see with the pin down layout stuff there is that where it doesn't flare as much, it doesn't try to hook as early, it goes a little longer. But when it does see friction and hook, it's not as drastic off the spot. Yeah, money. But as you can see in that one, even then, it was a lot smoother. It didn't absolutely jump off the pattern or do anything crazy like that. It just hooked, kind of rolled, and it wasn't really hockey stickish or anything crazy like that. So that one there was on 25.5, so about a 3 board difference between this one and the pin up one. Got to round that one. That's pretty good. Yeah. Oh! Wouldn't be a bowling video without a Stone 8. That's pretty good. Beautiful. There is a little video on pin up versus pin down layouts. Again, this is all based on your PAP. So go to your local pro shop, have them find that for you. It takes just a few steps. It's not hard, and it'll completely change your game, I promise. But as you can see, the pinup one flared a lot more, and it also was more directional off the pattern. You kind of saw it had a little more of an angular hockey stick kind of shape, where the pin down one, if I don't drop it, was a little smoother off the end of the pattern. It hooked. It moved about as much in terms of how many boards it covered, but it wasn't as directional. It wasn't as snappy. It was a lot smoother and controllable. So that's kind of your main difference in terms of your pin up, pin down stuff is kind of the flare and also how your ball motion will change. Again, I don't like to say it makes it weaker. A pin down layout makes a ball weaker because, I mean, you can see here there were some shots that pin down ball moved just as many boards as the pin up ball. What the difference was is the pin down ball was a lot smoother. It wasn't as sharp. It wasn't as aggressive off the end of the pattern. It kind of just, it rounded out. It was a more rounder shape. I've only recently started experimenting with these pin down layouts, but so far, what I've seen, I really like it. I think it's going to be something that I can really use a lot. I think this is going to be a really good addition and a really good step up for me in my arsenal and my game. I recommend doing your pin down stuff, checking them out, trying them out. If you don't want to go to a pearl ball that naturally gets through already just because of the cover stock, if you still want a solid ball to keep that control and that smoothness, then drill you a pin down solid ball. It can even be your benchmark ball, your phase 2s, your rock stars, whatever you throw. Drill those pin down. Drill 2 of them. Drill 1 pin up, drill 1 pin down, and see how they act, see how different they are, see which one you like. That's going to do it for this video. Appreciate y'all watching. Like, subscribe, comment, share, whatever. Send messenger pigeons, smoke signals, whatever to everybody. And yeah, appreciate you watching. See you in the next one.